Amanda Ungaro, Paolo Zampoli, ICE weaponized. This story has everything: Epstein, ICE, a custody battle, a Trump insider, a deported mother, and now a woman who just got out says she's ready to expose everything she knows. Let's start with what is verified. Paolo Zampoli is the man who introduced Donald Trump to Melania Trump in 1998. He currently serves as the U.S. Special Representative for Global Partnerships in the Trump administration. He sits on the board of the Kennedy Center alongside, until recently, Pam Bondi. His name appears multiple times in the Jeffrey Epstein files. He told the New York Times about being in those files, quote, "At least I was included, because if you're not on the list, you're a loser, right?" Amanda Ungaro is the mother of Zampoli's teenage son, Giovanni. She lived in the United States for nearly 20 years. She was a former UN ambassador for Grenada. She appeared on Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs on his plane at just 16 years old, per DOJ records published in 2021. In June 2025, right as the Epstein files were flooding mainstream media again, Amanda was arrested in Miami alongside her husband, a plastic surgeon, on charges related to a medical spa. Both pleaded not guilty. Her husband was released on bail. Amanda was not. Here's why. According to a New York Times investigation confirmed by records and sources, Zampoli contacted senior ICE official David Venturella after learning of Amanda's arrest. He told Venturella she was in the country illegally and asked if she could be placed in ICE custody. Venturella called the Miami field office and made clear the case was important to someone close to the White House. ICE agents picked her up before she could post bail. Amanda spent 3.5 months in an ICE detention center in Miami. Then she was deported to Brazil. Without trial, without due process, without the opportunity to contest the charges in court. DHS says the deportation was lawful. Her visa had expired in 2019. They deny any political favoritism. Zampoli denies he sought special favors. He says he merely asked what was going on with her case. But the New York Times concluded that the willingness of a senior ICE official to spring into immediate action for a Trump ally, even one in a largely ceremonial role, reflects a recurring theme of this administration: the levers of the federal government being pulled to settle a personal score. Now, Amanda is out and she's talking. In a statement published with her legal team's approval, Amanda alleges the following, and these are her claims, which have not been proven in court. She alleges Paolo began grooming her when she was 15 years old, more than 15 years his junior, after discovering her in Brazil as a middle schooler. She alleges she has photos documenting physical abuse at his hands. She alleges she has proof of fraudulent business deals and millions in insurance fraud committed by Paolo. She alleges government and public officials were bribed by Paolo. She alleges her family faced years of harassment, threats, and blackmail. She alleges Paolo abandoned his own mother in a nursing home in Italy after stealing her jewelry and valuables. She alleges the charges against her were fabricated and points to what her legal team says is the sum total of evidence against her: a single photograph of her hand touching an FDA-approved laser machine, not using it on a patient, touching it. She says, quote, "My paperwork and history of work for the United Nations did not stop the government from treating me like an animal. And today, April 9th, Amanda posted a direct message to Melania Trump on X. Her words, 'Hello, Melania. I was around you for 20 years. You knew I was inside ICE. And you know what hurts after all this time? I stayed close to your family, your mother, and your father, not because of you, but because of them. So shut your mouth when speaking about me, because I will expose everything I know.'" Melania's spokesperson says she has no knowledge of nor involvement in the personal affairs of Zampoli and Ungaro and has no contact with ICE. But the questions won't go away. Why did a senior ICE official jump immediately when a Trump envoy called? Why was an Epstein witness deported without trial while her while her charges remain unproven in court? Why did Pam Bondi's office allege that Amanda, with supporting documentation shown to journalist Becca Day, has awareness of this entire situation? Why did Bondi personally award the lead detective in Amanda's arrest with an Attorney General award? Amanda has a bond hearing. She has a legal team. She has years of proceedings ahead. And she says she has proof. She says this is not family drama. She says this is a criminal operation. The world is listening now. Signing off, the Washington Pretzel at US Political.